Oh, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back again. We're here for the Parimatch League Season 2. All you fine folks out there, it is FlyToMoon facing off against Virtus.pro and Mo. How you doing, my man?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I had two games so far that, I was hoping they would be a little bit closer, I'll be honest. Game two, it got a little bit closer than the first one. So, maybe as the upward trend goes on, this is going to be the one where everything changes. FlyToMoon, this is the comeback. You ready?
Oh, I'm ready. I'm so freaking ready. I'm just bobbing in my seat, and there it is. That's the start. It didn't go amazing last time. You had a better laning stage than the Ench, definitely, but it wasn't like the be-all end-all.
Ember Spirit.
Oh.
Oh.
VP instantly go back for the Ember again. Wow. There was absolutely no hesitation there. But this is what I was talking about at the end of game two, that it's so nice that they'd be willing to give no one this active hero that can't just get stuck in all the time.
Yeah. I mean, obviously you can be like pushing towards the later game with Ember Spirit as well, but it's the type of hero that has the potential to play that sort of more fast tempo, get in there and just mess with people's style. The blade mail that he took in game number one, reminiscent of that very much so. FlyToMoon, this is one of their other classic constants that they've been running a lot, has been the Grimstroke, which is a little surprising to me. I haven't seen that many other teams picking it up a ton recently. Have you seen a whole lot of the Painter Man?
Yeah, I think this hero was underutilized for quite a while. It wasn't being played a massive amount, and then I think some other supports have started to get a little bit, a few nerfs, and people have kind of gone back on the Grimstroke train again. I have seen people picking it up. It looks really powerful to me. It's super good against the Ember as well, because if you can get the Soulbind off, I forgot what it's called for a second, off onto Ember, then it stops him from being able to jump away to his Remnant. So I don't mind this too much. It's also super good with the Mars. I think Inkswell, especially when you hit level 3 on the Grimstroke, so you get 2 points in Inkswell. It's such a crazy hero because it does like 200 AoE damage, and you've got the level 1 stroke that can come through as well. Like Mars and Grimstroke between them just output such a massive amount of damage in the laning stage.
The one downside to it right now, obviously, is you have a couple of picks to deal with it, and wow, that is a hero that I've been waiting to come back for the meta for a while. I think he is quite strong. He's that sort of slow and steady, getting buffed, getting, touched here and there, and all of a sudden he's going to come back and just be a monster in all of our pubs. But this guy, he's just a murderer. He heads into a lane and people die, no matter what. Look at that. That's the eyes of a dead person inside there. It's terrifying.
5 seconds remaining.
I also think of all the supports that, with GPM and XPM getting removed from the game. I actually think this level 10 talent on Tusk with the Walrus Punch like stun duration. I actually think it's a really good talent for him to have because it goes through BKB as well.
Right.
So that hero kind of like benefited from that more than a lot of other supports did in a way. Because I think a lot of the other talents that got replaced were pretty garbage.
Yeah.
Hot garbo.
Not great. Uh-oh. That is a good answer to Ricky. That is a real good answer to Ricky.
I also think this Bristleback's really good just because when I see AA Tusk, I always think of tri-lanes. Like, what's the capability of a tri-lane?
Yeah.
And Bristleback's this hero that can just like lane by itself, right? Even if it dies a couple of times in the laning stage, it's not a massive deal. Like, obviously you want to kind of build up your momentum on that hero, but even so, he can just leave that hero in a 1v1, not 1v1, sorry, in a lane against the Mars as well, though. And that's why I think you see this Undying picked up now as well. Yeah. Like, it's really good against the Bristle if it gets put there as well, but it's also really good in tri-lanes.
Yeah, that feels like it's the direction we're going. 2 strength heroes already picked up, 3 melee heroes in total for Virtus.pro, and Undying, a nice little hero to throw into that mix. I will say, though, that they haven't really addressed the issue of the Bristleback and being a tanky, terrifying, awful zombie eater, I guess. In a way, Decay is going to be really nice against him in the laning stage if they do end up laning against each other. But I'm not fully sold on like just Decay being an answer for Bristleback. It feels like we've been seeing much more often like maxed out Soul Rip for Undyings playing position 5.
I mean, what do you pick though against Bristle? Like, this hero's been banned out in both the games so far, I think. So that's why it's only the first time we're seeing it now. I know, like Alliance, sorry, not Alliance, Liquid, for example, as well, have been loving this hero. Like they picked the Cotter with it as well, just to enable it more. But it is just a good hero in its own right. The only thing I will say about the Undying pick, though, is that they don't have good tombstone hitters at the moment on VP,
Yeah.
which they've kind of got going away for them on FlyToMoon, which is nice.
Okay.
Okay. I think this SF destroys Ember in lane. Well, theoretically it should. So that's and it's an Iceberg hero as well. It's one of his favorites. So
Don't you
I
just
like to see FlyToMoon kind of going
swap?
back for a comfort pick at least.
Don't you just like swap no one onto like a Quap or something that like messes with Shadow Fiend in the laning stage?
10 seconds
Yeah,
remaining.
I would assume that's what they're gonna do. They need.
5 seconds
They probably want to
remaining.
play this style again, where they have 3 cores that can all come online and fight really early, though, because Ricky, Mars, and SF are pretty similar as well, right? Where they hit a timing and they all just kind of want to go. So we could have a very action-packed game here, I think.
Let's hope.
The other thing I want to talk about with the FlyToMoon draft is this Inkswell is super good on Ricky as well, because you cast Inkswell on him and then he just blinks on top of people. So I think this Grimstroke's going to be a super key hero this game.
Well, we'll see if he can make it happen. I mean, it picked early on that you would imagine that they have a lot of ideas for how they want to run it. I have seen that lane be quite strong, and that's one other thing to think about is now, like, if Ember Spirit goes mid against the Shadow Fiend, not great. If he goes safe lane against Mars Grimstroke, that's also a little bit sketchy. It feels like at this point you kind of have to go for the tri lane if you're Virtus.pro to secure Ember has a good game. If that's what you want to do, unless you're willing to throw him to the wolves of Shadow Fiend. And, maybe at this point, no one feels like he knows the matchup well enough that he can play it or something. Definitely one of the best mid laners in the world. Iceberg is no slouch, though, and they've played against each other a lot, being in the same region and everything else.
I think they're just deciding if there's a pick that can just win them the game that looks really good. Yeah, okay. I don't think they would I was trying to think through some heroes that would be like not cheese necessarily, but like the Broods, the Huskars, the Meepos, and none of them look like massively good.
Right.
So yeah, they do go back for a different mid hero, and I think this win range is okay. I don't think it's like insanely good, but it's strong.
Okay. All right. Strong. I like it. Iceberg gonna be playing on his Shadow Fiend, and it does mean that we're gonna have to see. I mean, do you think that you just leave Rezo solo in the lane wherever he's at?
Not necessarily. I mean, Zayats might just go and skip the wave, for example. They might want to pressure the Ricky or so if they get that matchup.
Yeah.
I think we'll just have to see how the lane's set up first, but I wouldn't be surprised to see them start as a 3. I think that has some big potential. The Wind Ranger pick I do like about it, though, is that they lack a little bit of catch. Like the only real thing they had at the moment before was like chains. And they had like the Tusk Snowball and the Punch as well. But when they get BKB on FlyToMoon, their heroes look really strong until that Wind Ranger pick comes up, because now they actually have a way of initiating fights before they can get the BKB off. And it gives them some good solo kill potential as well. It's a little bit difficult against the Ricky to play Wind Ranger, I would say. Like, especially if he gets Nullifier at some point in the game. I think Wind Ranger's game gets really difficult. If they want to play this tempo game, Wind Ranger does come online relatively early and can fight early on.
Okay. Well, we have a nice little yell at the beginning there. The Ooh Jihad Glutisol. I wonder what that means. You know?
I wish I could tell you. So instead of learning Russian, I'll learn Demon instead. Is that what you're saying?
I like it. That's the way to do it. Dude, they're digging whatever it is that Iceberg's doing. They're loving it. They're excited for him. Hotel.
Yeah. Have I told you my Iceberg story before?
No, what's your Iceberg story?
When I went to Epicenter, this was like, ages ago now. It was like, me and Nomad got in the lift one time, and Iceberg came in as well. And it was just, this was the tournament they did really well. I think they came third.
Yeah.
And Iceberg gets in the lift, right? And they just beaten somebody. I can't remember who it was. And they had OG the next day. And we were like, oh, Iceberg, like, how do you feel about this game tomorrow? And the only words he said to us were OG easy. And then that was it, got out the lift. Nice. He's like, he has so much confidence, it's unreal. And they smashed them. It was great.
He's a hell of a player. I think that he's one of the more interesting stories in like the CIS region for Dota, because obviously having his experience playing in the past with or rather sort of I guess the biggest thing would be like him playing at the Cyber Arena like as a kid, and then like seeing all of the older CIS players playing there and like being like running around and with his brother and stuff like that. It's like a very wholesome Dota 2 story in the CIS region, which is cool. As we do see a couple of those wards getting taken down right there. But yeah, and I think that was when they were still win strike too, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they bodied Windstrike earlier in this tournament.
Oh dear.
So
they are starting 3 top, by the way. They've got the tag team if they want to go for it, but
that's a little bit scary.
Strike.
Do you like this?
What, starting 3 top?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing because you see Bristol's got boots as well. When you're laning up against this Undying, right? You're like, well, I can't lane standardly, right? Have you seen the Jenkins video about this? Where he talks about like, if you can't win your lanes, you can't just play the lanes normally, right? So you have to do things to mess with it. So he's just going to go boots. He's probably just going to go and look to cut creep waves all the time as well. You see, he's just like wandering off already. And I think the Undying's realised that he can't do anything because the Bristle has boots. So he's just going to go and match the 3 versus 3 top, which I think is the right call.
Okay. Well, and I mean, as a Ricky, I think you're kind of okay with this. They did block out the camp, so Rezo, knowing that he's going to be doing this, it leaves the camp to get pulled into. But Ricky's just going to have to farm underneath the wave, which will be interesting to watch. That does set us up for a very action-packed top lane. We're probably not going to be seeing much bottom. Mid lane, unless there's like a pretty serious outplay. Is this matchup any worries about kill potentially?
No, I would be the same. I think no one should have an advantage early on, but I think when Iceberg gets to that level 3, and then like the level 5 especially, he should be absolutely fine in this lane.
Okay.
He can just go back to the jungle and farm anyway if he wants to.
Wait, what the hell? Oh, he's on a flight, came back here?
Ah, okay.
Interesting.
I assume, I didn't see what happened, but I assume what happened was that the Tusk came bot because he realized that they couldn't win the 3 versus 3. So to try and pressure the Ricky so that the Undyings matched him again as well.
Oh, but he went boots first. So Ember is going to go down here. But that's really interesting, right? Because he's going to be able to get to that top lane so much more quickly. So Always Wanna Fly is stuck down here now.
This is super good for Kumo. Oh my god.
All right.
Iceberg solo killed no one. Hey, this is the level 3.
Dude, there's been 3 kills and I haven't seen one of them. The hell?
Top lane, top lane, top lane.
Oh my god. All right. You know what? I'm just going to GG. We'll hit the dashboard. No, I'm just kidding. But wow, a lot of things happening very quickly. Yes, it's nice that the Tusk is able to get up there top. For some reason, I mean, Iceberg just outplays no one. There's no other solution besides that. Like, there's a Tusk that was mid while it was happening. But that does lead us into Ember going down, also losing the Bristleback bottom. He didn't miss out much on the wave, though. He's still got a lot of experience from that, although VTune is a little bit ahead of him in terms of XP.
This is super bad for no one as well, just because it means that Iceberg's now like half a level ahead of him, right? And I think if he can get the 4-minute rune on Iceberg, he's going to be complete control of this lane.
Yeah.
He is like such a good laner in CIS, though. Iceberg, he's very strong at it. I mean, we saw it from the Storm last game as well.
Yeah. Had a real good time. And top lane, General. They throw out the spear, get him caught there for the moment. Cool, man. In some trouble. Though. He goes down. Always Wanna Fly is the one that picks up the kill. Ember can't afford to have that happen to him.
Ooh. They lost the courier as well from Zayats. And this is the problem, like, your tri-lane looks really strong originally because you have this like AA Tusk, and you're like, well, they're not going to be able to deal with this. All of a sudden, this like surprise Undying pick comes out, which we hardly see anything of anymore. It's not a great hero most of the time, and all of a sudden, like their temper that they wanted to set with this tri-lane is being completely matched just by one hero.
Yeah. Oh, misses on the shards. Coolman also does not have a stick in this lane, which is a little bit dubious.
Ooh.
Cold Feet not going to proc. Yeah, other heroes are having a stick right here, and it's helping them a lot. So that's one other thing to kind of keep our eyes on, right? Is that, Tusk not being a hero that's been seen all that much. There's a DD that spawned down here. No one's going to try and run over and get it ASAP, although might end up dying if he's not careful. So Tusk instead is the one that picks it up. Shards, TP out immediately. Fine and dandy. And Loha Dance is going to take over the lane for the moment.
Yeah, I think he accidentally used, well, not accidentally, but I think he used the shackle shot just a little bit too quickly.
Yeah.
You see instantly what no one does. He wants to push the wave in as quickly as possible to try and deny some of the XP from SF. So you see Iceberg just glyphs the wave straight away because he doesn't want to miss out on anything mid lane. Like he wants all this XP.
The spear there, going to connect. Shards are going to block that one out. You know, what I also like about that is Iceberg afterwards, he tips the tusk. And as you said, using the shackle too early, that was definitely no one's fault. This is what I was talking about that other day. They're trying to sow discord in the team. They're telling him, oh, you know, Tusk, you shouldn't have messed up. And then he's like, it's not my fault, it's the Wind Ranger's fault. You see, then you built the vision.
You're trying to bring out the worst in people as well. Maybe he's like, oh man, Tusk, well played. You took my DD rune. That's really unfortunate.
But regardless, so far so good for FlyToMoon. It feels like they're making all of the right adjustments to the laning stage and having a nice time. Also, Ricky pretty far ahead right now in terms of CS. Is going to be able to find that range creep deny as well. So right now, level 5 versus level 5 as the rotation is coming from Zayat. Is he headed mid again? He was trying to find the SF, but SF's on the other side.
Yeah, the Ricky's about to hit level 6 though, so the amount of damage he's going to output on the Bristol is suddenly gonna become a lot more. Yeah, look at this.
I mean, obviously, the passive is pretty nice, but Resolution is taking a lot of damage and just gets brought down. VTune had enough. He called it. Easy
There's an
peasy.
illusion rune top here as well, which they were trying to save for the SF, but always want to fight. Steals it away and might be in trouble now, actually.
Yeah. Didn't even pop the soul rip right there. Gonna throw out the double raise. Connects with both of them onto Wind Ranger. No one needs to back up, but this does leave Coolman alone up top. And his courier gets brought down. Another wraparound coming. This is spotted out, though. I mean, he saw Solo moving over. Possibly baiting out. One more punch gets the kill. They take him down. Is SF going to live the soul rip? Oh, they baited him beautifully. They get the secondary kill onto Zayats. Solo will escape, but oh my god. Big plays coming from FlyToMoon.
This Iceberg's been so sad because he hasn't got any runes, but he's still having such a good game anyway, and this Ricky's getting completely out of control. Like, if you look at the net worth of all 6 cores at the moment, it is very, very one-sided to FlyToMoon.
The Grimstroke is almost ahead right now of the other cores. It's looking real rough. Always want to fly. Not going to get the Cold Feet proc there. And in the meantime, Iceberg just going to keep on farming up. Already has the Null Talisman, so a little bit extra spell amp thrown in there, which is kind of nice for him. Resolution in the meantime, bottom going to clear through a wave. And they're just keeping a lot of heroes mid, it feels like, which, again, they want to shut down this Shadow Fiend's game, which makes sense, but it's just not working out for them, really.
Yeah, and you see no one's trying to push the wave in constantly as well, because it forces Iceberg to choose between whether he wants to jungle or take the wave.
Right.
And with all these heroes coming in as well, like, it forces him to try and want to come to the wave to deal with it, to possibly make a play. So.
Another kill down
Rezo.
bottom.
I mean, VTune's level 8, 8 minutes into the game on a Ricky. This guy is insanely farmed.
Yeah.
There's so many levels. Like, he's basically halfway to his diffusal blade already.
And, you know, normally you would have as a saving grace somebody that, you know, can... I guess that they can kill the Ricky if they find him, but likewise, Ricky can just completely destroy no one. He can destroy the Ember. Like, these heroes are not built to want to deal with them. I guess Force Staff for Wind Ranger probably would be a decent early pickup. I wouldn't even mind seeing that just like after the early Javelin.
Radiant's middle tower is
Yeah. I don't know what he's got. Like, I've been seeing FY play like Wind Ranger position 4 is the only other guy at the moment that I've had a look at, and he always just goes brown boots MKB on position 4, which is interesting. I think when you, which that's such an FY thing to do though, isn't it? But
Yeah.
the damage output on the possible Wind Ranger is still crazy.
Right.
He gets the farm for it somehow. But I am interested to see what no one decides to do with this build, because he probably needs a BKB like relatively early this game.
Yeah.
I would assume.
No one. Up close and personal right there. Still not really capable of doing that much pressure, and this is all just space that Aloha Dance is now getting for farm. And in the meantime, you know, General's fine over here. He's going to find probably a solo kill on a solo. So they get that kill, and SF went bots. So bots SF. Why not?
This is the iceberg thing. Though. He'll just go as greedy as he can most of the time.
Dude, is no one just gonna kill him right now? You gotta be careful there, buddy. He's
The new
fine.
bots is really interesting though as well, but he has faded brooch, remember, as well. So he's literally walking around at 463 movement speed at the moment, which is absolutely bonkers at like 10 minutes into a game.
Yeah. VTune getting the second Blade of Alacrity brought out to him. Also eating the jelly, getting the Iron Talon into his backpack, or rather his, what you call it, resolution. Okay, Inkswell. And Reza realizing things could go south very quickly. They kill off General, wanting to take down Iceberg as well. He's pretty freaking low. They get the finish. Okay. Big pickup there, and suddenly a swirl of damage comes out and 3 go down.
Fade from memory.
Vici just TP's in. He has 2 points in the smoke cloud, so he could do something here. It's tough though with 3 of his heroes being dead.
Yeah, it's a little bit too scary to go for it. I like the 2 in smoke cloud though. This is a really cool one. I imagine he maxes it out now, probably.
I would assume so. Yeah. If you were going to go pour more points in tricks and trade, I think you go 0-4-4.
As much as we've seen like
so good.
all of the main cores, as no one is just gonna die here. As much as we've seen all of the like Ricky cores go attack speed into damage, which just feels like it's the way that all the cores are going with the talents. I still think there's a lot of value in that minus 5 second smoke screen talent. It's pretty insane. It's just permanent uptime without the cast point, obviously. You need to factor in the cast point, but
It is
so
really
nuts.
good, but then like, you get to that mid game where everyone has BKBs and you're like, well, I wish I had the damage talent. I could have,
That's true.
Like, it's still only an 11-second cooldown, which isn't a massively long time.
Always want to fly Livin. They force out the tombstone from him after the AA goes down. Still only level 5 on the Ancient Apparition, as it's a 4,000 gold lead 11 minutes in. There are double scans right now, seeing that no one is back behind the enemy tower. And Iceberg, after dying, is back on the hunt, going for the Yule Scepter.
So, what did I say Shadow Fiend had as movement speed before? It was like 462, I think.
Yeah.
Picks up a Windlace, now he's 492, because the effectiveness of the Boots of Travel basically means that he gets an extra 10 movement speed almost from the Windlace.
Look at him run. He's so fast. He's just going to get that freaking regen as well. So takes that one over, going to come in, try and take down the wave very quickly. Cold Feet not going to proc, as already the AA is super duper dead. And they're going to take down this mid-tier 1 tower. Going to be the second tower taken of the game, as the first one was actually the Radiant tier 1, since Resolution's just cutting the wave here, trying to get into a Vanguard.
I mean, Rezo's getting a lot done though, and so's Kuman up in the top lane. They're getting a good amount of farm in this time that all these heroes mid from the Radiant are just taking a tier 1. So
Yeah.
I actually think overall in the last minute or so, VP have got a good trade out of that.
Yeah, and it's needed, right? You need to get to that point eventually. Do you see that Ember's going back for the Yule Scepter you were talking about as being one of the answers, sort of, but still feeling like at some point he's going to need a BKB, so not amazing.
Like, the Yules is okay because you can use the Ricky while you're smoke clouded, so it gives you a chance to get out. Or you can, use yourself if you feel like it's going to be effective, but I'm not really sure about this. I feel like they're going to be lacking a lot of damage output in these fights if he goes for this Yules. Because, it's not about the Yules timing, it's about what's your second item timing going to be, right? Because the Yules doesn't help you farm at all either, apart from giving you mana regen.
Danger. This is real spooky. They don't want to dive General, though. It's too hard of a hero to go after, and he just got a hood brought out to him. But yeah, smoked up, still hanging out, waiting for some type of a kill. It feels as if FlyToMoon are aware that this could be happening, and VTune is just pressuring the top lane while they're getting ready to come back and defend this. It is always want to fly who... I mean, they know where they're at. This is pretty clear evidence that they have good idea where they're heading out at. Do you get the snowball onto him? And
okay, Iceberg and Vici do have TPs here, though, if they want to come back mid. And Iceberg's already gone.
Okay, General finds no one yet again. He's going to go down. Soulbind onto 2. Follow-up now, getting the double jump forward, catching that Tusk. And, well, they made some stuff happen on the map.
Okay, so SF has Yules coming out here as well, so Might get to see a nice meme
Yeah.
with the yours into Requiem. Love a good meme.
Have you seen the greatest meme with regards to Shadow Fiend though?
Is it the Abyssal Blade?
Yeah. Yeah.
I hate that so much.
Do you really?
It's so bad. It's so bad. But you know what? If people do it, I'm like, fair play.
Yeah.
You know, I'll let you have your game. It's fine because it is really good fun.
Yeah. Well, it's 10% bash chance on ranged heroes, you know? You get in there, get a little lucky. Not to mention with the Grim Stroke, you know? You build in those single target items. I like it.
It is very expensive for a meme, though. You know, yours is a lot cheaper, so I prefer that one.
That's fair enough.
Oh, good shards.
Yeah, Loha Dance in some trouble here. Caught for the moment. Didn't get anything else off. Got the silence, actually. The fear now. Turning onto both of them. Cloud is down onto Rezo. Gets another hit there. Ice Splat's coming in. Going to be off the mark. B-Tune's the one they're chasing after, but they're not going to be able to quite get them for the kill. No one's still chasing General over to the side. B-Tune goes on the backlines, finds that Tusk, seeing if they can get the kill, and they will indeed. The assassin, the stealth assassin, Cool Man, also in some trouble. The Tombstone zombies are chasing them here. He's got to back out, tries to head away, is going to go down. A double kill for V-Tune. And Ricky, I mean, he's a hard hero to deal with.
Yeah, he used all his Remnant charges really aggressively there, and then he was like, oh, I'm in trouble. You know that Ralph Wiggum meme?
Oh, yeah.
On the back of the bus?
Yeah, I'm in danger.
That was Koeman. Yeah, I'm in danger.
Well, not to mention no one who is also going to drop 7K gold lead. FlyToMoon. It looks like they don't want to get 3-0'd. They're coming to play.
Yeah, it's nice to see them with a bit of an aggressive comeback because they've been pretty lackluster in the last couple of games, but they're really going for it.
Oh, Soulbind there, jumps away, doesn't end up getting hit there. V-Tune still caught for the moment. Is he going to go down? Doesn't look like it at all. So they blow up both the Bristleback, and now they're finding more. Just keep chasing. Why not? Solo, he's in trouble. He's dead. Cool Man hoping to stop the bleeding, but it is full-on death. Oh, they get the Remnant. They're able to interrupt that one for the moment.
Jesus.
Okay. He got the Remnant.
He's playing so aggressive.
Throwing out another raise, but nothing else afterwards. Jeez.
I mean, Vici managed to dodge the Ice Blast there in the middle of the fight with the Tricks of the Trade as well. Otherwise,
Yeah.
I think he might have gone down, but really well played by him.
Jeez. And BKB is going to be the next pickup for Iceberg here. Yeah, I mean, it has that feeling of a type of game where, you know, everything was going kind of okay, and then one or two bad plays, and then it just snowballed so quickly. VP need to get their feet back underneath them.
To be fair, though, I think FlyToMoon just won all three lanes, it felt like.
Yeah.
You know, they've done really well this game, and that's where the advantage came from. Like, the VP gave them a little bit, and FlyToMoon have managed to push to, turn it into a lot of a lead.
Yes, definitely. Like since the
really
get-go,
well with their advantage.
they've been winning it. Yeah. Well, but I guess also the idea of like sort of, I don't remember if it was it felt like it was like a smoke or a movement by VP in to be aggressive, and then that got like punished with an overaggression. And you talked about it at Inkswell. They're setting up for it, but can't quite find the angle as an Invis Rune is picked up by no one. And back to farming for the moment. Are there any Force Staffs on the side of Virtus.pro? They need them.
I mean, the supports are so poor, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, they're the only ones that were built. Maybe the Wind Ranger, but
Oh, more and more. Tusk goes down both supports. Speaking of how poor they are. Oh, God, and they found him. Gets the catch there onto Bristleback. He was able to turn his back, but it's only for a moment as he, too, will die to the terror that is V-Tune Ricky. This guy is a menace.
He's gone so completely untouched this game. Like, the whole laning stage, and then afterwards he just blinks in, does whatever he wants, because he has, like, the Inkswell, there's an Undying with a heal sat behind him. And this Grimstroke just absolutely destroys the two cores of VP. Like, this Ember and Wind Ranger are both really reliant on their maneuverability in fights, so they're having to play completely different, because if they ever get hit by a Soulbind, like, it completely stops what they want to do. So they're having to play so much different in, like, comparison to how they would normally with how aggressive they could be.
Are you ready for a Shadowblade Ricky to win a game of Dota 2?
Holy shit, I'm ready. Oh, he's going for the silver edge for the Bristol. Oh my god. I'm so excited.
And the thing about it is that if they do it, he's probably like around the timing that this game could hypothetically end. If things continue this direction, it feels like the game could hypothetically end as we see this freaking Wind Ranger just going down yet again. Soulbind onto both of them. Do they want to go for more? They're both silenced. Chase forward. Blink strike. He switches over to the other target. Now gonna lose this Tusk. Gonna drop down the arena. And over again, it feels real bad. They do eventually get out of there with the bristle. Good TP out.
He's like in the middle of this big arena. Can you imagine that in the Roman times?
I
Like,
know.
I'm just gonna TP away. See you later, guys.
I don't know what this is, if this is gonna work or not. This feels like no. Oh, good Yules. What? What was that angle? I thought he's picking so hard. He's like, guys, I got him. I can't catch
Lyrical.
Cool Man though.
If he had the smoke screen cooldown talent there, that was a dead ember.
I'm telling you, it's the truth.
That was a weird spear though.
Yeah, that was very bizarre. So the thing that I was going to say though is that based upon like the way that this game is going, I could hypothetically see this game end before he finishes the Silver Edge, but he just has a Shadow Blade in his backpack.
Oh god.
Death's
We need to ask Knoxville what the win rate percentages of Ricky's Shadow Blade.
I mean, it's got to be
Might be the
100%.
first one.
Like,
I mean, this might actually be the first one. I don't think I've ever seen it before.
well, in pubs, there's probably a lot more because people would buy it
Oh,
like
no.
as like a meme or whatever, you know.
I mean in pro games though, right?
Oh yeah, that's a good point. We'll see if he can get it. All right, Iceberg, chase. Give him the little lift up hug. Backs away. Doesn't even Requiem. You can just jump in and let that kill go the other direction. He takes it away from V-Tune, as you do. But it's a Manta style that's coming on out for V-Tune in a second here. Dude, if I will say, if you build a Shadow Blade and you lose this game as V-Tune, you're off the team.
That's it. Oh, look at this Grimstroke bug flying. He's gonna get the ember. Oh,
Gotcha.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
But we'll see. So tier 2 tower taking some damage. They break the back door there as for some reason there's a
Dire's
creep
middle
running
tower
around.
is under attack.
But they don't have the best tower push. It's mainly down to the SF, and he's going for this like more
the
magic
bow.
damage build. Is
Dire's
always
middle
want to
tower
fly as
is
the one
under
that takes down the no one Wind Ranger when they're trying to go for the kill
he
on the
was-
SF.
he was so close to dying. I think he was like 30 HP or something on Iceberg. And the AA ult comes through into the base just before Iceberg gets there. That was
Oof.
really sad. They're just hitting mid tier 3, by the way.
Yeah, tricky. Mantas tricks the trade. Jump away. Did use Soulbind there, so not the greatest in the world, but we'll see. 28-9. God, I'm just please just let him get it before this game ends.
It's going to own the Bristle, to be fair.
Yeah.
Like, the break's going to absolutely destroy him. So, I respect it.
Well, it's such a big damage increase because it's, as we do see that one kill, because it's not just like, it's not just that you're taking the passive off of him, but it's like that the damage that would be dealt by Cloak and Dagger is that much more significant than it would have been otherwise. God, everybody's just running away. They just want to get the hell away from all of them. Snowball in. This guy's crazy as hell. Zaya just doesn't want to live anymore. He wanted to get that kill and to always want to fly, but not going to happen.
Worth saying as well that Silver Edge now reduces the regen as well.
Oh, good
So
point.
it's really good against heroes like Timber and Bristle
Yeah,
that just have really high natural regen.
Dire's bottom tower is under
amazing.
attack.
Well, this team has, I mean, the Ember right now just has the Yule Scepter. Deny the creeps. Deny him. No, it's not going to happen.
Oh, SF?
Top side, finding it. Wind Ranger, one last hit. Why not? Prepare for a lesson. He thought something else was going to happen there. It did not.
Jesus. I mean, this is what happens though when Iceberg feels himself, right?
Yeah,
He's just... Sometimes you just have those games where you're like, I am owning.
yeah.
This is...
Dire are scanning.
And you get that confidence from the first few kills, and then you kind of just go crazy, right? Or they caught him with the Yules.
Oh, and he's super duper dead. Bristol just TP's out. Oh, God. 19,000 net worth lead.
Nice to see that General picked up a Yules of his own, though. Not a hero, an item that we see a massive amount of on on Mars in general, but when you have when you're trying to kill the Ember,
Yeah.
before he can jump back to his Remnant, like the spear isn't enough because he's, the Kuman's good enough to dodge that on Ember and just go back to his Remnant before the spear hits him.
Yeah.
But if you just use him and then spear afterwards, he can't do anything about it.
Dire's top tower
No,
is under
absolutely.
attack.
Resolution's trying to clear through these Ancients right now to get towards a Crimson Guard. Pits up the Grove Bow along the way. Assuming that's going to go over towards the Wind Ranger. Well, she does have the Imp too.
I'll give it
But
to AA.
okay. Oh, no one, get out of there. See,
Radiant are
they
strong.
scan, and now they realize, all right, he's not there. Good decision to go this way, I think, by no one, because he can cut the wave as well now.
Yeah, he really needs this BKB. Like he can't take fights without the BKB now on Wind Ranger. It's just impossible.
Dude, V-Tune, do it. You almost got the gold. Do it.
He'll probably buy the ultimate orb first, I would imagine.
Oh, no.
Dire's courier
Oh, gets the
We got a
courier
courier.
kill. Nice. We'll see. He's selling some stuff. All right, yeah, you're right. Oh, we gotta wait. But I think it means he's committed.
Yeah, true. I mean, he could go Scardy, but I'm sure he's too happy at this point. They're memeing too hard.
Dire's bottom
to care.
tower is under attack.
I mean, this is the thing also where it's like, it's sort of a safety measure, right? Because if he does end up like losing the game with the Shadow Blade in his inventory, you're not gonna live that one down.
Probably.
Oh, Iceberg interrupted. Requiem, Walrus Punch. My man, what's going on? All right, he's going to be able to find the kill. And in the meantime, no one. Ice Blast coming through, trying to take him down. The turnaround, though. Oh, Ember shows up, seeing if he can find that finish. Chasing, getting that kill. And on the other side, Wind Ranger still living for the moment. Ewell Scepter lift up. He has a spear, has to hit it. Misses it. He had to hit it. And
He's so
no one
talented, though.
showing.
Here comes the Rick. Oh,
Okay, that works. And now Cool Man, they can't quite get him.
I was like, I wonder how no one's going to get out of this one. Just slap.
Oh.
Just gone.
That's only the second
Never mind.
death for Iceberg, but that one hurts a little bit. It's not the worst in the world. I mean, it's Resolution getting more and more farm. He's almost got this Crimson Guard now.
Yeah, I mean, he's getting there. But, like, Crimson Guard's great, but it's not, like, insanely good this game around. Think
Yeah.
like, oh, this is going to be, like,
Dire's top tower is
crazy
under
good
attack.
for them.
I guess BKB maybe is going to be the next pickup for him, something
For
like
my
that.
coffers.
Does anybody have anything close to a Force Staff yet? They really need it against this Rick. I mean, I guess likewise, if Ricky
Dire's
has
top
enough
tower is
charges
under
of
attack.
his Blink Strike, it might not matter because he can still just chase you down.
Yeah. As you said, that VP... Oh, hang on, they caught the Undying.
Careful. Ice Blast not going to
The
connect there
Wind
onto
Ranger.
Ricky. He's still living. Arena is down. No one. Turning forward. Trying to punch down General. V-Tune in the midst of all of them. Has that Tricks the Trade back off cooldown in just a second. He wants to go forward for more. Diffusal Blade is also out there, but it's a little bit too deadly. He needs a Silver Edge. Oh
And
my
that's
god,
the
he
Wind Ranger
switched it up.
tends-
Top tower
Oh,
No.
why?
Radiant's bottom tower
He's getting
Come on.
nervous. He's getting nervous. He saw Iceberg die.
But he sees the Brittle here and he's like, oh, if only I had a Silver Edge, I'd be able to kill him here. So maybe he changes his mind again.
I'm disappointed, V-Tune. I mean, it's not insignificant that he changed his mind there, Like, has some relevance as Iceberg is just going to get it. Let's see if he re-queues it up again now.
Oh,
Come on,
he's
buddy.
saying, like, maybe we can throw this game.
Exactly. That's what I think is happening right now. That's his thought process, internal dialogue that's going on.
Radiant's
This
bottom
Enchanted Quiver
tower
is really
under
good on Wind
attack.
Ranger, though, it has to be said.
Yeah.
Extra, a little bit of burst damage coming through before the Focus Fire damage.
Hmm.
It kind of messes with you, though, a little bit, because if you cast Focus Fire on somebody and then Enchanted Quiver hits, and then you have to run a little bit closer, like, to get more Focus Fire damage off.
Right. No. Yeah, it's true.
Because my friend plays mid Wind Ranger a lot, and he was like, yeah, I like that item, but it can be really annoying sometimes.
Well, and I think that it just in general, it's not like a super amazing item. You don't
No.
really get. I mean, you don't get any passive like stats or anything from it, right? Like
Not unless you're playing Trebuchet Jakiro.
exactly. That's the only moment.
Radiant are
All right, scan. It connects. General moves in, tries to break it. Does have that arena if he wants to use it, but is holding off for the moment. VTune scouts out a lot of them. He goes in. This dude's crazy. He's going to be cold-feeded when he comes back down.
Two cores.
Chase looking for the follow-up. Good spear. The arena onto all of them, pushing everybody back and around. Is it enough, though? Iceberg needs to pop his ultimate. Looking for it right now. Connects onto a lot of them. Is it quite enough damage? Able to get out with one. That is a TP out. No one. Yule's himself because of the BKB. And now Bristle looks like he is also going to eventually go down. So a big win there. Both supports and the Bristle going to drop for Virtus.pro.
This Grimstrike's so game-winning, man. Like, he just soul-binds the Ember and the Wind Ranger together, and they can't do anything. They even... Iceberg picked up a Hex just before the fight as well, so they got the Hex off onto the 2 cores. That was insanely good. I think it might have only hit the Ember because I think the Wind Ranger BKB, but even so.
Yeah. Well, and you've got almost enough gold right now. This is the same type of build that Grimstroke did before, where he's got 3,200. Currently building into a Blink Dagger, but could go back and build into a... nice Yules. That was sick. The shackle didn't land.
That is insane.
That's really good.
What a read from General, actually.
Oh, he's like, I see us lined up. Not gonna happen.
Taking out the shackle, standing behind him.
Oh, shackle the creeps, chain the creeps. Gotta deal with the heroes, though. And the heroes currently are taking your racks. Although they didn't take the ranged one. And now pull outside of base. Soulbind's still there if they want to use it. Soulbound the two of them. Yule Scepter lift up the silence afterwards. Spear comes through. BKB's already out, though. Looks like they might be okay, but Cool Man, a little bit less so. They're thinking about chasing in for this one. Looking for Solo. Get that kill first. Now with the Tricks of the Trade available, and both supports dead again. Life is feeling good.
They need to catch the Scrimshoke at the start of the fight, which is why, and when they went on him there, I was like, oh, maybe they can actually win this, but he has Essence Ring as well.
Oh, God.
So
and there it is. Timed perfectly, taking down that Wind Ranger. Now looking for more. They immediately start picking Zayats. Go for him, go for him. He dies. They buy back on the Wind Ranger. 3 are left. Good shackle. Okay, a chance, a hope, a dream. Always want to fly. Iceberg just barely not going to get him. Now he's got the jump away, has the blink available if he needs to. Ultra kill. VTune wants a little bit more. Give that man a rampage. The Ricky will not be stopped, as GG is going to be called. And even though he didn't get the Silver Edge, he won our hearts. VTune Ricky, real good.
I mean, speak for yourself. I'm absolutely devastated. They played so well this game, though, to me.
Yeah.
But again, we have to go back to just how well their lanes went. I think that was where it all went wrong for VP. Like this Tusk AA, they're like, yes, we can win any tri-lane. All of a sudden, the Undying comes out, and then Tusk is like caught between, do I go bot to try and help to pressure the Ricky now because we can't match their tri-lane? And then it felt like the supports were in a really weird place this game for VP. They couldn't really make any plays on the map because it's like all 3 of their cores lost their lanes, so they didn't really have any way of like creating space on the map because this Ember had such a rubbish time. He goes Yules first as well, and they can't make plays with the Ember anymore. It's not like no one did in game 1, where like he had a decent start to the game on the Ember. So even if he started to fall behind later, it didn't really matter because he was still just running around the map making space. Koeman just kind of really struggled this game throughout.
I mean, and you look at, Ricky, first of all, 26-0-7. That's going to make those supports have a bad time. They died 9 and 8 times to the Ricky, Solo and Zayats, respectively. I just don't know how you have a game at that point. Like you're talking about, it was impossibility. Well, ladies and gentlemen, FlyToMoon showing some signs of life. We're going to see what gets changed around in game number 3, 4. Game
We're on to 4.
Is it? Am I crazy? Game number 3
game 4 already.
Game number 3. That's the one that we're going to check out now. Wait, no, is that right?
We've had 3 games.
Yeah, you're right. Game number 4. They're going quickly. I'm losing my mind, but don't worry, because we're going to be back in just a little bit, ladies and gents. See you guys in a few for game number 4. We got to write that time.